It's a gentleman Grochowski show. Everybody, don't you know? It's a gentleman Grochowski show. Everybody, don't you know? It's a gentleman Grochowski show. Everybody, don't you know? It's a gentleman Grochowski show. Welcome back to the broadcast. We got a special guest today, Childress. He's the writer, director, and producer of a new horror film called Blood Money. Welcome to the broadcast, Lewis. How are you?
Thank you very much.
Wow, how are you, man? What made you get into horror films? We'll start off with that.
What made me get into horror films?
Yeah.
I mean, as a kid, everybody loves horror films.
Do they?
You know? Oh, yeah.
I was scared by them.
But you watched them, right?
No.
All the Hammer films, like Dracula.
MC Hammer?
MC Hammer.
The MC Hammer?
No, not the pants guy.
Yeah, he scared me.
Hammer
that
films. Those were scary, but they were flyaway things, right? Pants.
He was like
Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney.
Yeah. I know who they are. I just never watched that stuff.
No Dracula, no werewolves.
I like the Munsters. That was about as scary as I like to get.
But that was like comedy.
I know, but it was as scary as I wanted to get.
Oh.
Because he really looked like Frankenstein.
Who?
Fred Gwynn.
Fred Gwynn. He played
That's what I'm saying.
Munster,
That's what I'm saying. He looked like Frankenstein.
But he was Herman Munster.
Well, I know, but that was close enough for me.
Okay.
Okay. But go on. I'm sorry. Interrupting you.
No, I was just telling you that I enjoyed horror films as a kid.
Okay.
And decided that one day, when I grow up, I'm going to do me a movie. So here we are.
Okay. Now, how did you write it? What was the influence about writing it?
After watching so many bad ones, I said, I can do that.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I sat down with a partner, her and I knocked it out.
But your intention wasn't to write a bad horror film, was it?
No, but writing anything would have been better than a lot of ones we've seen over the years.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Blood Money is, you'd think of it as Blade meets Scarface.
Okay.
Vampires come to town, decide that they see an art gallery that they like, and they say, look here, we're going to take this. The mob, who runs this particular art gallery, says, well, I don't think so. So you get this back and forth battle where the mob dispatches crew after crew until they realize they're dealing with the supernatural. So then they got to dig a little deeper and get a supernatural hit squad to go deal with the vampires.
Okay.
And I can't tell you any more because you have to pay your $10.
Right, you want to get
have to come see
the admission.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of interesting. So how long did it take to write this?
A little short of a year, maybe.
Yeah.
To really work it out when it's your first time. You write it and you rewrite it and you say, I'll scratch that, start over. So about a year.
Yeah. Now, what was the hardest thing about writing it?
The hardest thing about writing it is connecting the story. You have the ideas for what the characters are doing, but you need to put them in the right sync so the story flows.
Right.
I mean, you could do some of the way a lot of movies do and just splatter, cut, but didn't want to do that. I wanted to actually have a story in there, deeply set into some horror.
Okay. And then once it flows, that's when you're like, wow, that's when you know you're ready to go or to record?
No, for me, what I do, I showed it to you and several other people, I take an outsider who has nothing to do with me, not affiliated with me, and say, look at this and tell me what you think. And if they can read through it and say, wow, that's pretty cool. Or if you notice that they're reading it for more than 20 minutes, they haven't put it down, you get indirect feedback like that.
Okay.
Because you'll love your own stuff, and you're not a good critic of yourself sometimes, so you need an outside person to give you some fresh eyes.
Okay. What was it like to cast the people? How did you find it was difficult to cast? Was it easy to cast? I mean, you had so many people in the book. Did the vision of what you wanted to look like come true?
Initially, with the especially the main characters, the main vampires, you kind of design your character based after an actor that you wish you could get to play the role. Okay. So if you picked whatever particular actor and then you fleshed out the character based on their montage of work. Then when you come back to your local level, because I believe it should be done with Chicago actors, in Chicago, for Chicago, about Chicago, then you look for those actors that more or less echo that particular type of look. Okay.
Now, as far as directing, what was the hardest thing?
Trying to figure out what you're doing.
Yeah?
Yes.
Is it, you use storyboards or what?
Storyboard as best you can, without having a high-tech artist doing it. You sketch out your own stick figures. You do a lot in your head. When you write it, you actually have a lot of it in your head. But there's a lot of apps you can get on your phone that'll help you out with that. So it's a little easier and a little more cost-effective when you do it yourself. But when somebody else takes it, then you need to really have the storyboards later.
Yeah. What about the weather? What happens with that? Does the weather play into factors? Have you ever couldn't go on with it because the weather was too cloudy, too rainy, too something? And we've had a lot of bad weather in Chicago
Well, absolutely,
lately.
the weather does play a factor. Right now we're off because of the weather. And you do have what's called in the business force majeure. You know about that. The weather does take precedent. So what you would try to do is get your outside things done first. especially if you're moving into a certain season, like if you're going into fall or winter. But if you have spring and summer, then it's go for what you know.
Yeah. Now, what's the producer part of it? That's probably the hardest part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, because that's where you're everything from a therapist to an accountant to a transportation guy to the meals guy. You got to do a lot of scheduling. Luckily, I have a good production manager. She wasn't able to be here today, but I have a good production manager, Mona. And you're doing a lot of everything. And it seems like the day never ends. It starts again and never ends again. So kind of like you're doing this show.
Yeah, it never ends.
Right, exactly.
Of course, people wish it would end sometimes, but it just keeps going on and stuff like that.
Right.
Before you worked on this movie, you was working with the wrestling.
Oh yeah, did some promoting with the IUWA. In fact, some of the wrestlers came on and did some segments
great.
with you. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Wrestling is another love of mine. I love wrestling.
Yeah.
You like wrestling?
No.
Why don't you like wrestling?
Huh?
Why don't you like
I
wrestling?
like the women wrestlers.
The what?
The women wrestlers.
What are the women wrestlers?
The women wrestlers.
Okay, well,
It's a little bit more fun. Yeah, a little bit more fun.
A little more fun?
I don't really get into the guy wrestling too much.
No?
The women wrestlers.
You didn't watch it growing up then?
No.
No WWF?
No, I was in the heyday of it, but I just, I just never got into it.
You do know the 30th anniversary of WrestleMania is coming up this April. And everybody's back. Hogan's back. Ultimate Warrior will be there. You remember Ultimate Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think you might want to check that out.
No.
That's right.
But you had a real good production earlier on. It was Forever Fit Chicago.
Forever Fit Chicago, yes. There's about 300 hours still in the can. Perhaps I could pitch you to edit it.
You think you can get me fit?
Oh, absolutely.
That would be cool.
We have some of the best top trainers in the area with tons of different disciplines, everything from Zumba to martial arts, and I'm sure we could find something for you.
Because you did everything. You did fitness, you did wrestling, and you did vampires.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah, you did it all. I mean, what more is there to do?
What's next?
You know what I'm saying? Zombies maybe?
That's really where I want to go.
The vampires lead up to the zombies.
Yes, because zombies is just going to be, that's just a whole nother level.
Yeah?
Yeah, zombies.
I think there's no level there.
Don't you like zombies?
No.
So, wait, you're telling me you don't watch any of the zombie shows?
No.
That are airing now? There are tons of movies.
You know what TV show?
Walking Dead, no?
You know what TV show I watch, and every time I watch it, they cancel it on me? V. Remember V?
About 9 years ago, yeah.
It recently came out
That
again.
was the second version 9 years ago. The first was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, and then they keep canceling on me. That's the only thing I like to watch.
You pick bad shows.
Huh?
You pick bad shows.
Yeah, V.
Yeah. Why'd you like V?
I don't know, I like the costumes and the women.
What about the science and the horror part of it? You didn't really?
No, not really. Just the costumes and the women.
So you're basically talking, you like cosplay.
What's that?
Cosplay.
Who? Like Godspell?
Cosplay.
What's that?
COSPLAY.
I don't know what that is.
Well, you said costumes and women. That's what cosplay is. You dress up in different characters.
Like a burlesque show?
you could say that, but they're like Wonder Woman or Little Bo Peep
really?
or something,
Where's that at? I want to go.
You could.
I want to go. Where's that at?
You could. You can find.
Well, someone tell me where that's at. I'm going. I'll give you a ticket for that. All right. Well, anyways, thanks for stopping by the broadcast, buddy. It's nice. I hope you had a good time. TVHams.com is the official website of the Gentleman Grochowski Show. TVHams.com. You could also go to Facebook.com and also go to YouTube. YouTube.com/TVHams. Facebook, the Gentleman Grochowski Show. Like us. And also I got on my own page. I post some stuff sometimes, but mainly on the Gentleman Grochowski Show page. Today we have a special guest, blast from the past, Mark Purée to the broadcast. Welcome back, Mark. How are you?
Hi.
It's been a while since we've talked to you.
Yes, it has. I've been very, very busy since we...
What you been up to? What you been doing that was so busy?
I've just been going from one indie film to another. We're here to promote Blood Money, which we'll get to in a minute.
Huh?
I have 2 films opening up in the next couple months.
Okay.
Dead Girls, which is sort of I Spit on Your Grave if it was an anthology movie.
Okay.
All about women taking revenge. And
I know all about that. Believe me, I know all about that.
That's your love life, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're all... They take that revenge. Okay.
And from a guy named Ricardo Islas, a film called Bachelor's Grove, which should be opening anytime soon.
Okay. I used to park there when I was in high school.
And you dated ghosts or dead people
No,
or zombies or
we used to we used to go to Bachelor's Grove and park, and then we would make out. I mean, me and the girls.
Were the girls living at the time?
Yeah, it wasn't Resurrection Mary or nothing like that, but it was just, you know, it was just, that's where we used to go to hang out and kind of mess around. It's Bachelor's Grove.
Because the film's not about that. It's,
I'm sure it's not, but I'm just saying in general.
It's sort of a version of Final Destination. When we were kids, we sacrificed almost sacrificed one of our classmates to the devil, and the devil's pissed about it and now getting back at us.
Oh, sucks to be you.
It sucks to be,
Yeah.
Yet another death scene by my satanic possessed wife. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, cool. But what's with this blood money? That sounds interesting. That's what T-shirt you got on.
I am a minor character. I am the warehouse manager who works for the mobsters.
Okay.
But this is, okay. Basically, this is another horror film. I went from doing like 7 years of stand-up to like one horror movie to the next horror movie. I mean, this is what it's got to feel like to be Jamie Lee Curtis, you know, just going from one horror film to another.
It used to be, you do romantic comedies, I remember back in the day.
I've done a few of those.
Yeah.
But this, okay, basically these vampires came along.
Mm-hmm. They've always been there, by the way.
Okay, well, these are fancy vampires.
Okay.
Kind of like Lost Souls vampires, or like Lost Boys. They're cool vampires, like Lost Boys vampires, not whiny Twilight vampires. Okay, so they invade this art gallery that is owned by the mob.
Okay. I
feed the supplies for the art gallery, and of course I get killed. I'm Steve Buscemi. I've done like 6 movies in a row, and I'll get killed in every single one of them. It's
wow.
You know, ever since Jay Davis decided that my character gets shot in the head in the middle of shots fired, it's just been one death scene after the next one.
What's it like to die on camera?
It's a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah? Does it think about your own mortality when you're doing it, or how does it work? Or you just think about lunch? What do you think about?
Well, you know, lunches are pretty good on most sets. You know, you can't. Yeah.
Lewis takes care of you. He feeds you well.
Yeah, I think Lewis fed us very well, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
That was quite a sprint on that shoot, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
Plus, my character is a total pig, so you know he lives on beer and jelly donuts, and to have the real things is always fun.
Yeah.
And I hadn't eaten as well as when I did a short called All in a Day's Work, and all I had to do was go through McDonald's breakfast one after another.
Oh my God. That's like my fantasy. Oh my God.
He had like 7 of them for me, and all I had to do was sit down and chow on them the whole
That's like my fantasy.
Oh, it was absolute fun.
When I go on Google, I tend to Google watch people eat. Tell us more about this Blood Money. Tell us more about
Blood Money is going to be a really incredible film. Hopefully this will be. I don't think you'll be sitting there going, "This is really scary," as much as I think you'll be sitting there going, "This is really cool." They're very fanciful vampires, but they're not. As I said, they're not lame like Twilight vampires. You know, there's no whining going in here. No werewolf with his shirt off whining that he can't get the boring girl. It's going to be a really, really cool ride. You know,
cool.
A lot of special effects, a lot of fight scenes. Unfortunately, I won't be around for most of them because I'll be dead. But, you know, hey.
Cool.
I think people will have a lot of fun with the movie. And I believe the director told me this will be a Halloween release.
Excellent. Woo.
So if you need a really cool movie to come see this Halloween.
Cool.
And you don't want to see Paranormal Activity Part, what is that? 106 by now?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I stopped watching.
Come see Blood Money.
Cool. Mark curated the broadcast. Thanks for stopping by,
It's
Mark.
the Gentleman Grochowski Show. Everybody, don't you know? It's the Gentleman Grochowski Show. Everybody, don't you know? It's the Gentleman Grochowski Show. Everybody, don't you know? It's the Gentleman Grochowski Show.
We have an actor from the up-and-coming horror film Blood Money on the show. We got Jado Barbie. How are you, Jado?
All right.
Welcome to the broadcast. How are you today, my friend?
I'm okay. I can't believe I finally made it to the Grochowski Show.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's about time. We heard a lot about you. You've been in like over 15 movies.
Yes.
We've been trying to get you since like the 3rd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just finally returned a call.
Well, see, what had happened was I I had my truck broke down.
Truck broke down. The babysitter. You had to paint the. Yeah, okay. It's always something.
Yeah.
You come out in a blizzard, but we finally got you, my friend. Thank you. So tell us about what you're doing on. You're playing a professor on this Blood Money movie.
Yes, I play this professor who teaches the lead actress about vampires, and I should say the lead character about vampires, because she doesn't have a clue of what she's getting into.
Oh.
And then when she finally speaks to me, she's starting to get a grasp of. She finds out that I know a little bit more than what she thought I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. How hard was it to play a professor? Have you ever been a professor?
No, I never played professor before, but they put these glasses on. Yeah, sort of like those.
Yeah, put them on. Let's get in character here. Yeah, okay.
So I was looking.
You look like a librarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, go on.
Exactly.
So what do you do?
I explained to her that the different ways and how all these vampires exist amongst us, and she never knew.
Really? Well, who would know?
Yeah, they hide amongst us. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you were. It says here you were a producer and director in a fight movie, coordinator and special effects artist.
Yes. I love action movies, and a lot of the movies that they got nowadays, the people aren't doing them anymore. So, like for instance, Vincent Price. Every time you saw Vincent Price, you knew it was some kind of a horror movie. But now they don't have his replacement, So and same with action or whatever. So I want to start bringing that back.
Vincent Price?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being in a lot of horror movies like Vincent Price.
Or Michael Jackson songs?
No, not too much.
No? That was his highlight of his career, wasn't it?
When he did Thriller, you talking about?
Vincent Price? Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was probably right before he was...
that was probably the most popular he's ever been.
Really?
You don't think so?
No, I don't know, no.
I mean, he's been a #1 album of all time?
Oh, you talking about Michael?
No, Vincent Price.
Vincent Price.
Right.
Oh, no, I don't know. Because people nowadays, even though they know Thriller and Michael Jackson, they still don't know who Vincent Price is.
Really? He's the guy with that cool lines.
Yeah.
Cool. So tell us, how much training do you have to go into?
Oh, yeah, I do my own stunts. Yeah. Well, I've been doing martial arts, and I'm also a gymnast and a martial art instructor. So I've been doing this ever since I was 5 years old. So I've just been keeping in shape because I like the way I look, dancing and stuff.
What type of martial arts?
I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, a black belt in Hapkido, and a black belt in Karate, a brown belt in Kempo, and a black belt in Kuk Soo Wan.
Oh, cool. That's awesome, yeah.
I just try to mix them together and just put them together. That way it looks good no matter if I'm up in the air or on the ground.
Right, that sounds interesting. And then what was it like working with the director of this movie, The Blood Money?
Oh, it was cool.
Louis Childress.
Right.
We had him on the show.
Yeah.
What's it like working with him?
It's funny that because he's all calm and collected, it's about vampires and we're gonna do this and these vampires are gonna be fighting. And then me, I'm like, man, it's gonna be fighting and it's gonna be fighting and be kicking and it'll be flying across the room and it explodes and everywhere. But he doesn't get as excited as I do about it because I really enjoy the action that he put forth within it. He got gangsters in it. I mean, it's got everything in there.
Yeah?
Yeah, good-looking women and stuff. I mean, it's just like, wow, man, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So I guess I just take his half of the excitement because he's just, he said I could borrow some of his so that I could put all of this stuff into it when I'm choreographing.
That's
the fight
cool.
scenes.
Yeah. That's kind of cool just to get involved in that stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in a vampire movie, too. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Just sitting there with vampires. I mean, anything goes.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, everything flying across the room. You got the speed and the strength and all the special effects. Oh, man, he's trying to pull it off on this one.
And you've also done you've done some special effects at home, right? On computer?
Oh, yes. I'm a special effects guru.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. So I don't know why people don't really get into it as much, but I think that's where the imagination really comes to.
Oh, obviously, yeah. Look at some of the Hollywood movies now.
Yeah, exactly.
All special effects.
Yeah, I saw I, Frankenstein the other day, and it was completely special effects all the way through that movie. Yeah.
Cool.
That's what they're going through, 3D also.
Yeah. So what's happening? What's going on in the future with you?
Well, I'm doing a couple of zombie movies with Jay Davis, and then one that I'm also producing myself. It's supposed to be like a little series, so YouTube series.
Cool.
Get that going on. Then I got a few things in the pipeline as far as on TV, like in March. They're going to air some more of my videos that I've done.
Cool. Excellent. Well, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks. All right. Hope you come back again sometime.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
All right. Jitto Barbie, everyone. Jitto Barbie. Thanks.
It's a Gentleman Grochowski show. Everybody, don't you know? It's a Gentleman Grochowski show. Everybody, don't you know? It's a Gentleman Grochowski show. Everybody, don't you know? It's a Gentleman Grochowski show.
Leslie on the broadcast. How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing good. How do you feel?
I feel with my hands, my toes.
I feel the exact same way.
Yeah, that's good. So what you been doing lately? I haven't seen you in a while. You been taking some time off for chilling?
Oh, trust me, I've been doing a lot of chilling.
Yeah.
Because, but no, what I've been doing is I've been, I changed my diet a little bit because I had to drop a few pounds.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to make myself, look a little bit more, nice professional, nice clean look.
Yeah.
And I've been having movies on my mind, Larry.
Yeah, what kind of dirty movies?
That too.
Yeah?
But mainly horror movies.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, well.
I took part in, it's this movie that I'm with called Blood Money. And Blood Money is going to be a horror film that's going to keep the world watching.
Yeah.
And it's due to be released this coming Halloween, Larry.
That's the best time to release a horror film.
Oh, my goodness. It's like keeping people's eyes open, like wide open.
Yeah? Like how?
So wide that, hey, you know what? I'm not even going to hurt my pride that, it's just a film. I can't say what I'm going to do in the film because, see, we want people to watch the film.
Right.
But trust me, this will be a horror film that's going to keep a lot of people watching.
Yeah.
And when I'm saying watching, I mean, trust me, I know this for a fact because, see, as you know from the Gentleman Grochowski show, I got the skill. I definitely got the skills.
Yeah? You get the tools to satisfy?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I got the wrench to turn up a notch.
Yeah?
Yes.
What's the best way to turn it up a notch?
The best way is with a great actor here as Party.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, you've been doing your little radio show still?
Yes.
How's that coming along?
You know what? It's coming along pretty good, but it's just that it's been a little on the chilly side.
Yeah.
I did have to take a week and a half off.
That's okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
And right before the show
Because you were shoveling.
Yes.
He could take a week off to shovel. That's how much snow we've had this winter.
Yeah, but you know what the good thing about this winter is?
It's almost over? It's almost over? What's the good thing?
Now it's almost over. It's the perfect weather for the government to freeze your assets. That's how cold it's been lately.
We're all freezing our assets.
Woo, my goodness. I know my assets been freezing.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, so anyways, last time I talked to you, you told me that, well, you had some had some issues with potholes.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's just put that. Not pot and not holes, but potholes.
Yeah, see, what happened was it was the combination effect that came into play.
Yeah.
And my tires, oh, my goodness. You know what? I must have hit the pothole so hard. I think even when my headlights, on my vehicle went out. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of people have been doing that this year with a lot of problems with the potholes, and the streets have just been unbelievable this winter.
Yeah, you know what? I told myself, I wanted to speed up a little bit, but you got to actually, driving on the road, you got to actually look ahead of you 2 blocks.
Why would you want to do that? I like to look in the rearview mirror. That's the best way to go.
Well, I like to do it too, but the only problem is I can't make it to the next block. See, one thing about it is my tires do not like potholes. I learned that at a very young age.
Yeah.
And but I tell you who does like the potholes.
Who likes the potholes?
Is the tire repair shops.
Yes.
Because they just take all my money.
Yeah.
They take all my money, and Larry, it ain't funny.
No, that's not funny. No. And what's also, hey, tell us more about, we mentioned, I love that shirt. Look at the shirt he's got on. That's for the movie Blood Money.
Yes.
What's it like working with Lewis, the director?
Oh, man, Lewis is fantastic. He calls you up, he gives you constant updates, and he keeps you in line on what's happening with the film.
So he's a nag.
Well, he's a good nag.
A good nag.
Yeah. See, one thing about...
He calls you up and keeps you in line. He's like always calling. All right.
Yes. But, it's good to keep you in line because, see, when you fall a little bit behind and you don't keep up with the things,
you tend to fall off the map a little bit.
Yeah.
And me, I want to stay on the road.
I want you on the map.
See, I want to make sure that I'm on the money.
Yeah. What was some of the funnier moments you might have had on doing on the movie? Anything you could tell us?
Oh yes, man. Working with Spanky.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
man.
sure that was fun.
Oh, Spanky. Oh yeah, Spanky was lots of fun.
Yeah.
We had a couple lines that we were saying to each other, and oh my goodness, I won't say it right now, but I said this one line that had everybody just laughing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I just give you a small hint, and you're out. Oh my goodness, that had everybody rolling. Larry.
Oh yeah, sounds like it. Yeah, I'm excited to hear more about this movie when it comes out.
But just relax, Larry, because guess what? This coming October,
Yeah.
it's gonna be released.
The wait is over in October.
Yes, and I am pumped right now. My blood right now.
Your
is
blood
really-
money?
My blood money is pumping.
Yeah.
At an all-time high, Larry.
I don't blame you, man. That's awesome.
And it's great to talk about it right here on the Gentleman Grochowski Show.
Everybody, don't you know?
Oh, everybody, don't you know? It's the Gentleman Grochowski Show. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't you know? It's the Gentleman Grochowski Show.
All right, Bartek, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, you're welcome, Larry. Always a pleasure.
It's a Gentleman Grochowski Show. Everybody, don't you know? It's the Gentleman Grochowski Show. Everybody, don't you know? It's the Gentleman Grochowski Show. Everybody, don't you know? It's the Gentleman Grochowski Show.
Now, you used to own a chocolate shop.
Yeah, it was, yes.
It was a chocolate shop or no?
Yes, it was my own chocolate business called the Chocolate Pond
Yeah, the pond.
because turtles were made out of the chocolate pond.
You made your own turtles, but
I
you couldn't
did.
call them turtles. Not legally. Not legally, right?
You know,
trademark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Not legally. That's why you closed
So
down.
I
the lawyers
tell
came knocking,
people-
right? Get away for a couple hours.
Right, absolutely.
You know, usually after work, you know, you go down there and just be silly, be an elephant.
Right, and you can just laugh and be an elephant for
Yeah.
hours.
And then you got to close it up shop afterwards. You know, it's funny. When growing up as a kid, you'd go to the comic book rack and it'd be just comic books,
Rack.
right?
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
You go to the comic book rack and it'd be nothing but comic books, Batman, whatever.
Right.
As you get older, there's still comic books out there. I was surprised because there are. You got to go to different kind of stores for it though. They're not at the regular rack anymore. And a lot of it, there's nudity in those books.
Right. It's a more adult audience, yeah.
Because they grew up or what?
Yeah, we all grew up, I guess.
Huh?
There's still little boys that like them, though.
They can't
I mean,
read
not
them.
the naked people.
Little boys
just
like
the
nudity.
I like nudity as a little
comic
kid.
books.
Yeah. I was all
I used to look at the pictures only,
Yeah.
not the articles.
You learned how to read, that's good.
Like in the dirty books?
Yeah,
Just for the pictures.
Yeah.
Some people like the articles. I didn't find it.
When you're a kid, you don't
Purposeful.
have... Right, you don't have like stereo equipment that you need to set up, so you don't look at the articles.
No, you just go flip through. Oh, naked
Right.
picture. Oh, there's only like 3 sections of naked pictures.
Yeah, you got to flip through, and then you get
Yeah.
real good at knowing where they are.
Yeah, there's one at the beginning, there's a centerfold, and one at the end.
Centerfold, and then the end, there's some, it's not as great. But
Learning what I should guard my children from.
Do they still have that stuff?
Us. Yeah.
Right. You.
Huh?
I don't know.
I mean, it's all on the internet
They
now.
have
Do
the
they,
internet.
do they still have those magazines?
I don't know.
'Cause everything's like on a JPEG somewhere, I think.
Yeah, it's all JPEG.
No, they have.
Do they have nerdy books? You seen them?
No, I don't.
Do you get them? Do you get them sent over to your house? How do you know?
Angela. Do you really need to tell us?
No, never.
Look at her resume. What kind of experience does she have?
I was gonna say the graphic artist did all
Center-
that.
centerfold
Graphic artist
experience.
model. What?
Right.
Gypsy. You was a gypsy?
She opens the resume. It's
I
like a
wasn't
centerfold.
gypsy.
You was a gypsy?
Yeah, that was my burlesque time of life.
Huh?
But
Oh, right.
I've outgrown that, I guess.
Oh.
It's really great to be in like a room of people that you don't even know and you feel like you could trust them with your life.
That's the key to improv, is a trust. You got to trust,
Right.
with, you know, like I said, with the yes and stuff. No matter what I said, it's the most important
Yeah,
thing to say at
exactly.
the time.
Exactly.
No, it's not. No,
Huh?
I did a meta joke.
You
was-
screwed up. That's
I
bad.
know. I mean, yes,
didn't
it
take
is.
the class.
I know. I published my own comic a couple years ago.
Yeah?
I went to